That's an attack vector on the Borgs. Make them all just nuts.
Just not urgent enough.
Worf is being judgmental about other cultures.
52,000 times the speed of light.
0.2 kilonewtons. When Picard is getting absorbed into the Borg, they give him some additional tools. And I was wondering, do we have things like this ourselves? This little power glove. Little knobby boys.
Okay. What's the issue?
It's not an issue. I'm just curious that it seems weird to have a perfectly functioning hand, which the user already knows how to handle. Like I know how my hand works, and then to put on this thing, this glove thing, which you then interact with the world through. And so why not just use the hand and give them some tools? But then I thought, do we have things like this in our society? Like that I'm just skipping over. I don't feel it, but maybe like they. Right?
I see what you're saying. The hand is a great appendage for like manipulating the world.
Yeah,
as it is. It's very adaptable. You can use tools. Why put a tool on top of the hand, like for the day?
Exactly.
It seems like you're taking something that's great and making it worse.
Right, because this is like less versatile. Maybe there's a specific 6-sided thing where you got to plug into, but then to me, I would just put that on my tool belt. Yes, right. It's a little bit of a stretch, but maybe like if I'm eating and using chopsticks, or I guess chopsticks or a fork or knife or whatever it is, like you could be grabbing the food with your hand, but instead we say, no, here's like a specific tool that you will manipulate your food with instead. Something like that.
I mean, I think in when I've seen the Borg in other episodes, I think they chop the arm, and then they have these pieces that come on and off. So like if I need to work engineering that day, I put on the engineering one. If I put on a weapons one or whatever.
Oh, that's not bad.
Which essentially is swapping tools out into the hand. I don't know why for Picard they don't chop his arm off and add those modular arm extenders appendages.
It might be a little bit of main character stuff.
It might be.
It also could be if they want him to be a liaison to the humans on Earth. They can't just go like lopping off limbs. Like you got to have him be like kind of human, so the humans get a softer transition into getting assimilated. Maybe
that could be like they don't want to make him completely Borg yet. They leave his hands on so that humans don't get uncanny valley.
Right.
Weird.
So he can gesture at cameras when he's doing interviews.
I mean, yeah. Then when Earth is assimilated, all the humans are assimilated. Then go to town, chop off the arms, do the whole thing. Maybe. But there's no way that this is always in use. This has to be a specialized appendage with, because it's got like specialized tools on the end of it. There's no way this is like the standard thing, right? Right?
I don't know. I was thinking even more abstract, less specific, I guess. It's like, I had this reaction. I was like, why would you do this? Like, why would you put on this tool in order to interact with the world? Why don't you already have a hand, right? But then I thought like maybe I'm, because of the glove nature of it, because it goes over his hand, I'm feeling some weird reaction to it. But if I were to relax the requirements a little bit, would I see that, hey, we actually do this in the real world, like too, right? And so I thought maybe like a leaf blower, like you could get a rake and you like just rake, or you could pick it up with your hands, but instead you just hold on to this thing and you like point it around like your arm.
So you're saying like the leaf blower, you kind of wear it. You wear the
especially
leaf blower.
Okay. Let's look. So leaf blower. Yeah, like these backpack ones, especially.
Yeah.
Like you put this thing on and then you just point your arm around. It's kind of the same idea as you put on this thing and then you like point at the data wall or point at the whatever, and then it does its thing.
It must be convenient enough that it's just put it semi-permanently on the arm so that Lucutus can interact with the Borg world
right
easily. If you have to keep taking on and off, it'd be annoying. Just like leaf blower. If I had to keep like, I want to be able to swing it around without having to hold stuff or whatever. So there must be a convenience element to it.
I guess I've seen things like this where people working in like small areas, they don't want to have like pick up and drop, put down the flashlights all the time. So you do something like tap my finger and it turns on. Like this is
cool.
the question.
That's cool.
Do we have more examples of this?
That's two pretty good ones.
Swim
I don't know.
fins. Swim fins kind of.
There you go. There you go. It's like you lock them in.
Like you strap them on your body, then you can navigate the environment better. Like that thing.
Yeah,
that's the idea I'm going for. And I don't know. Are there more examples? Please tell us.
I mean, shoes. Just straight up
shoes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes.
Yeah. You put them. You don't walk around barefoot. You walk around
Right.
with this external thing on, just because there's dangers in the world. We have to walk on sharp stuff. It's nice to have shoes.
And it's not just protection. It's like functional. Right? It's like It's not just I'm wearing gloves because I don't want to hurt my fingers. It's the gloves actually makes my experience like more grippy or something.
Mm-hmm. Depending on the situation. So we're looking at the Borg put this appendage on Picard, and we're thinking that looks cumbersome.
That's weird.
But maybe in the Borg world, it's fantastic.
And maybe there's stuff in our world where I don't feel it because it's normal. It's like it's normal to see someone with leaf blower, but actually Borg would be like, "What are you doing?" That's a weird thing to do.
Ooh, I got another one. IUD.
IED. Oh, IUD.
No.
Yeah.
IUD.
Okay.
I mean, kind of, right?
Plug this thing in there.
Yeah.
And that way you don't have to deal with kids.
Yeah,
no, getting pregnant. And not just like, you can
Pop
still
it right
talk to
up in
actual
there.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Borg would be like, "What are you doing?"
And I guess like
that's even worse.
Fitbits
It's
and-
internal.
That's even worse. Yeah, that's right. I guess like Fitbits and Oura rings. It's like you put in body monitors.
Okay, we got some examples now. So maybe this isn't so outrageous.
Right. It feels weird, but actually if you step back and look at our own people, our own civilization, like, yeah, we got these things going on.
Yeah.
Actually, worse than that, we got jewelry. Like at least this thing is functional.
Yeah, it's functional. Jewelry. Unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Ban it.
You're beautiful as you are. You don't need additions.
Okay.
All right. Been a good thing. Worf is being judgmental about other cultures.
We're no longer just fighting the Borg. We're fighting the life experience they've stolen from Captain Picard. How the hell do we defeat an enemy that knows us better than we know ourselves?
The Borg have neither honor nor courage. That is our greatest advantage.
I hope it's enough.
So what is Worf saying here about honor?
Worf is saying that the Borg has neither honor or courage, and that's our greatest advantage. But what does it mean to have honor and courage? Like what he's saying is a very specific Klingon view of honor and courage, which at least for Riker is close enough. Like he understands what Worf is thinking, or Klingon and human honor and courage are close enough that they get at each other, right?
Yeah.
But honor and courage may just mean something different for the Borg. Like it's a different culture. They have different definitions for it. They have different applications of it. So Worf doesn't see it, but they have it.
So what you're saying is Worf is using this term honor and courage as if they're sort of universal terms.
Exactly.
But they're kind of arbitrary. Maybe you could create some kind of universal honor system, but I think he's got a cultural-based honor system.
Right.
Which I guess you can't just define anything as honor, can you? There's something about it that
it's culturally subjective, because in some cultures, if someone talks to your wife inappropriately, like the honorable thing is to beat the shit out of that guy. But in another culture, to be like, don't be so animalistic, like take you a stride, protect your woman by leaving, but don't go to violence. Right?
Okay.
I mean, both of these cultures say that was the honorable thing to do, but the results were very different.
Okay. So if it's okay. So honor constrains behavior in a particular culture, but it's completely kind of arbitrary. And so
Whatever that culture thinks is honor.
okay. And we could take this to extremes, right? We could just define honor anywhere we want. So like
Right.
if I have a kid and the kid speaks badly to me, it's like, you don't speak to me that way, and I just blow him away. That's okay. That's honor.
Right? If that culture, if that kid disrespects you or disrespects the family or something, then the honorable thing for you to do is to kill that kid, because they're not beneficial. They're not representing your family, right? So that's the right thing. That's the honorable thing to do in that culture.
Yeah. Just kill him. And then honor is preserved. If the honorable thing to do is get rid of the terrible people in your family.
For that culture.
For that culture. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just not compatible to mine, but for that culture. I mean, okay. In this scenario, there's one Borg cube diving into the Terran system, putting their individual drone lives at risk in order to go fight a strong enemy, I think, or at least fight the enemy in their stronghold. That's a sense of honor. That's a sense of courage.
At least it's definitely courage. Right? Because
but they also not making
it.
the decision to, like, they're just following whatever the society tells them to. Like, they're drones. They just do the thing.
But they are like a collective consciousness. So they all are contributing to the decision to do this, right? Everybody has a say. It's just a tiny say, but everybody as a collective have decided this is the right move. Right? And you can't.
Yeah.
That's it. And also, Worf is assuming that the collective consciousness has not assimilated any Klingons. Because if they have assimilated Klingons, then they know about Klingon honor and courage, in which
they might be doing it.
They have it.
That's right.
And they understand it. On a level deeper than Worf probably knows, because they have access to multiple brains in the collective consciousness, probably. So they have multiple perspectives on Klingon honor and courage. They may know it better than Worf.
So this is surprisingly close-minded to Worf.
Exactly.
The Borg specialist doesn't know about nanites?
Dr. Crusher and I have been working on an interesting premise.
We might be able to introduce a destructive breed of nanites into the Borg.
Nanites?
Robots, small enough to enter living cells.
How long would it take to execute that?
That's the problem, 2 to 3 weeks.
In 2 or 3 weeks, nanites may be all that's left of the Federation.
Okay, so she doesn't know about nanites. Isn't that okay?
She's the Borg specialist, Lieutenant Commander Shelby, or as Commander Shelby. She's the Borg specialist. She should know about nanites because Borgs do the tube things to make you turn into Borg using nanites. Like, why doesn't she know?
I guess, do they know that at this point? Do they know about the details of assimilation? They may not have that intel.
Ooh, that's a good point. They may not know.
But it is this general idea in robotics, right? If you're studying the Borg, you're studying robotics and biological systems. I feel like you should have some familiarity with nanites.
And she doesn't. I don't know.
She doesn't even know the word.
Yeah, right? Okay. The thing that also really bothers me is I think she should know it. I would understand if Deanna didn't know it. Her job is HR. Beverly's doing the research. She understands it. Or she knows about it. Data, he's the scientist guy. He understands it. And Worf should be the guy that's like, nanites, what is this?
That's right. If it hasn't been a weapon used against the Federation, nanites, then he probably doesn't really know about them.
Right. It's just some obscure scientific research stuff. It just so happens to be that obscure scientific research stuff is along the lines of Shelby's specialty. So she should know it.
Yeah, so it is weird that she asks and not Troy or Worf. They should be the two that are like, wait, what? Nanites? What is that?
What are you talking about? Like, catch me up to this meeting. But for Troy and for Worf, I get it. But she should know.
Yeah, weird that she
doesn't
know, especially given her background. Weird.
I'm not confident that Riker is fit for command. I think the stress is getting to him.
I'm sure Captain Picard would have something meaningful and inspirational to say right now. To tell you the truth, I wish he was here because I'd like to hear it too. I know how difficult this transition has been for all of you. I can take over for him, but I could never replace Captain Picard, nor would I ever try. Whatever the outcome, I'm sure our efforts in the coming battle will justify his faith in all of us. Dismissed. What would you do?
see it.
Okay. Seems like some leadership material to me. He gave a little speech.
Gave a little speech that was great. It was like somber and respectful of the previous command, but also like, we're going to do it. We're going to get it. We're going to do this thing together. Then as soon as everyone leaves, he has a moment alone. He goes in the ready room, and then he's talking to an empty chair.
Okay.
Like, is he hallucinating? Is he imagining that Picard is there? And he's like, what would you do? Like talking to, imagine if Beverly had seen that. Where's Beverly? Imagine if Beverly had seen like the commander of the ship is talking to ghosts. Like immediate medical, like you're not fit. Right?
I see it. Yeah, he's tripping balls on his like insecurity feelings. He's like, I can't be Picard. He's like hallucinating Picard into existence because he's so insecure about his ability to lead. That's not good.
You said tripping balls. Is he medically? Is he self-medicating? Is he like, I can't handle the stress. I take some mushrooms to chill out. A little microdose, but then more than a microdose.
Maybe it's
He's
natural
like seeing
tripping.
Picard.
Like his brain is like, I need to trip out right now. So he like naturally hallucinates.
To manage. That's right. So he's not doing drugs, but his brain is giving him some like, here's some relaxation, here's some hallucination. Like, we need to manage your stress. Yes.
Yeah, which means mentally unfit, which means what the heck?
But imagine
He's
if you're
an empty
commanding
chair.
officer. There's an empty chair. Imagine your commanding officer is like talking to an empty room. And you're like, do I need to report this? Who are you talking to?
Who are you talking to? Like, what? Good thing nobody saw.
Good thing nobody saw. Yeah, he's strategic.
Commander
He's like kind of aware that he's losing it. He can hallucinate, but only if the door is closed.
Only if the door's closed. Yeah, he did wait for the doors to like fully shut.
Right.
And then he said his spiel to the wall.
The wall, to the void of just some gas.
Yep.
This is good advice from Guinan.
It's not that simple. This was his crew. He wrote the book on this ship.
If the Borg know everything he knows, it's time to throw that book away. You must let him go, Riker. It's the only way to beat him, the only way to save him. And that is now your chair, Captain.
Okay. Why is this great advice?
This is good advice because we all start off as children with different skills and talents, but we grow and work hard and develop different skill sets, different abilities, and we are mentored either directly and obviously and clearly, or through the education system or through online. I don't know. You get better at stuff. You learn from people. And so at some point you have to transition from feeling like you're the student to feeling like, hey, I'm competent. I'm at least on my way to being a master. And so you have to step out of the shadow of other people. I mean, we say this thing that we're in science, at least we're standing on the shoulders of giants, but we're still standing. Like, we're not sitting down underneath their shadow forever. At some point, Riker needs to accept that even though Picard wrote the book on the Constellation class USS Enterprise, at some point Will can be better, and he has to believe it in himself.
Okay. So what you're saying is if you have a teacher-mentor relationship, at some point you probably have to step out of the shadow of your teacher.
Yep.
And
in the name of progress, you got to be better than them, and you got to believe it.
Could you have to be better than them? Wow. You got to be better than, you got to surpass them? Is that true? Wow.
I mean, if you are taking on new information and their career cycle was 20, 30 years earlier than yours, then you absorb their information and build upon it. So better, at least in some sense.
So if somebody steps out of the shadow of their teacher but doesn't improve, failure,
Complete failure. Shouldn't have ever tried. Go back to
Shouldn't even
school.
tried. Go back to school. Go back home.
Change your career.
What are you doing?
Did you even try? You didn't get better. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Also, I do have. There are a lot of people in life who have become extremely successful and have extreme mental hang-ups, insecurities all over the place, and have never dealt with them and still successful. So maybe personal growth isn't always the answer. Maybe Riker could rise to the top with insecurities for days about Picard. In fact, that could be a motivating factor. Striving to the top.
You got a point. That's a very good point. Yeah, maybe he changes field. He's like, I'm never going to be as good as Picard. He becomes like a medical person, discovers a cure to something. In that case, the insecurity worked.
Let's say as a healthy person, he steps out of the shadow of Picard and becomes his own person. And he's like, you know what? My ambition for Starfleet has floated away because I'm no longer chasing anything. How about I retire to a comfortable life? Whereas if he keeps that insecurity, hangs on to it, he's always chasing the feeling of making Picard feel proud. He'll eat him up inside, but he'll be going up.
Eating up inside. Yeah, whereas if he held on to the feeling of I'll never be good, you know what, I'm going to carve my own path, and he goes home and does nothing more than raise good children, hey, that's good life. Those good children who go on and raise on their own kids. They do their own parts of life. Even though he's a little bitch. It's good life.
Good life.
Somebody had to be Einstein's parents.
Sure. There are people in life, some people climb to the top, and the other people are failures.
Wait, hang on. Without those other people that are failures, how would we even have a scale to know who is on the top? Those people are necessary.
That's right. So what Guinan is asking him to do is to be a failure, a measurement device for the real people, the real success in society.
The Picards in society.
Yeah. So do your part,
jackass.
Borg ship takes off from Wolf 359, and the Enterprise follows it with eddy currents. What are eddy currents?
Sensors are picking up unusually strong eddy currents bearing 200, Mark 211.
Could indicate the course of the Borg ship, sir.
Okay, so they use eddy currents. I guess what are eddy currents?
So what, in a stream or a river, when it's flowing down towards the ocean, and it encounters barriers, rocks, whatever, it'll create little vortices, and those are eddy currents.
Oh,
right.
I took this as maybe this is because I'm a physicist, but I went after eddy current. My gut feeling is eddy currents in electron eddy currents in metals. So you have an electric plate, and you pass it past a magnet, and as it goes down past a magnet, you generate a little Lenz's law a little current loops, which the metal sheet swings down fast and then stops. That's eddy currents. But what you just said was eddy currents and so the eddy currents, the swirling electric currents. But you just said eddy currents in water.
Right. I guess the word current itself is ambiguous because it implies a flow, but a flow of what? If we're thinking electricity, we're thinking charge flow. If we're thinking water, we're thinking water flow. It could really be any flow as long as there's little swirly bits. That's
I've seen these. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So this is a better picture. So the water's flowing from. Okay, let's make this better. What are we doing? The water's flowing from left to right. Yeah, left to right, and most of the water will flow quickly down this way on the outsides. But in here you get these pressure zones, I guess, where the water is fairly stationary, and so you have water flowing this way and this way. You get this circly stuff going on in there.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's an eddy current.
Right. And I guess. Yeah, and it's exactly the same as what you're saying with electric current is when you have rapidly changing fields, you can get these swirly things that dissipate energy. It's an eddy current. It's just electric charge at that point, not water.
Okay, so then how does that tie into here in this episode?
So, what does they say? They tracked the Borg Cube with eddy currents.
Okay.
That's what Worf said. So, I think, it can't be like water flow because...
In space.
In space, there's not enough particles or mass to create water eddies.
Couldn't you go through? Yeah, definitely not water. But if you went to a nebula, like a gas ball, if your ship goes through here, could you get little spirals?
My instinct says no, because in the diffuse gas of a nebula or space, it's more like ballistic trajectories for the particles. The particles, the ship hits the particle and it goes flying in a straight line for a significant distance before it hits another particle.
So what you're saying is...
I think you need this collision stuff to get swirls.
Yeah, exactly. So if I can put it in the picture here, because water is dense enough where the atoms are very likely to bounce each other, then you get these swirling stuff. Whereas if you have atoms that are so far apart that if you were to bump it, it would just zip away, just in a straight line. Then how are you going to get swirls if things are traveling in straight lines?
Right. But maybe here's where we might get eddies. If the particle knocking into the Borg cube at warp ionizes it. So you've got a trail of ionized particles. Okay. You've got positives, you've got negatives, and you've got moving charges because you just hit them. So you've got magnetic and electric fields all over the place. Magnetic fields means you got swirls. Because you got a charged particle moving through a magnetic field, even if it's a dynamic situation, creates some kind of swirl. So the ionizing of the gas plus the moving charges creates a magnetic field plus the moving charges equals swirls, which means eddies.
You're saying this, the Lorentz force, the force felt by charges in electric and magnetic fields. You get this right-handed rule for how the forces curve things. And like you literally get, if you have a magnetic field that's pointing, I don't know, straight or something, cool. You get these curved trajectories. And so this is what they would call an eddy in the Star Trek.
Yeah. And that's okay. That's the word they use, but these little swirls, which they are somehow able to measure, are the eddies. They're not really eddies in this water or other senses, but they're swirls.
Okay, I'm okay with that. If most of the particles are flowing straight, and then these guys are doing spinny boys, like sure.
And so somehow the sensors, they like look through space, they find radiation due to the swirls, and they call it eddies in space, and they pick it up.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, let's follow the Borg ship. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Do the Borg need a screen?
Lucutus of Borg, this is Captain William T. Riker of the USS Enterprise.
You may speak.
We wish to end the hostilities.
They got TVs. What's the problem with that?
So it's a collective consciousness.
Yeah.
Isn't so if Riker is talking to the collective consciousness and transmitting images, shouldn't the sensor and the mics or whatever pick up the sound and the images and then it just be given to the collective consciousness as information? We don't need to broadcast images and audio to all the drones, right? It's collective consciousness.
Oh,
why do we have screens?
I see. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so earlier, if one drone sees something, then other drones immediately also know about it.
They don't know about it.
You're saying? What's the point of having these big televisions that like multiple drones can see? You only really need to have one drone watch it and a small little tiny television in a room somewhere, and then all the other drones will get communicated what happened.
Exactly. So I don't understand this. It's kind of weird. Unless they made like a custom TV for Picard. They're like, ooh, it's widescreen.
Picard, respect our culture. Look at our giant TVs.
And they're swirling. Right. It's like a stadium, like a sporting event.
Look at that's right.
Look at our
totally unnecessary.
Totally unnecessary.
Like all of these guys over here, they're just eyes closed. Because if Picard is watching it, that's just as good as everyone watching it.
That's right. He's tapped into the collective consciousness. So weird.
In fact, I guess you just have a media room with like hundreds of televisions and one Borg. Just like, your job is to just sit in this room. Like here's your popcorn. Just hang out, communicate all the information to everyone. All the information coming to you, and then going out to everyone else.
I mean, even think about it even more. I guess now I'm thinking about it is like it's robot and biology together. So do you even need a viewing room? You could just like hook in a cable, and the stream of information comes through the cable into the computing banks, which is also connected to the biological systems, and all sort of know it. Like there's no need to visualize it on a screen ever, really, is there? Like the information exists.
Okay. What you're saying is instead of watching YouTube videos of Kung Fu, I could just plug in my ear into like a USB port, and then I'm getting electrons, and the brain makes the imagery, and then everyone knows Kung Fu.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I could just take a hard drive out of my computer and take out the platters and just lick them. Like, I'm getting this Kung Fu in my mouth, and then everyone else knows Kung Fu.
I mean, if your tongue can do that, has that sensitivity to read those grooves.
Yeah, it should do. Yeah, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah. So you get your porn stash, be like, and done.
Okay, yeah. And then every Borg in a 5-kilometer radius is like, Maybe that's an attack. That's an attack vector on the Borgs. Make them all just nut in the middle of combat.
Yeah, a collective nut.
System shut down. Overload. Yep.
What's the weapon? Hard drive licking.
And someone at Starfleet's like, I like where you're going with this.
I like this. Hey, this is tactics.
This is existential. Everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Hey, if it saves humanity.
Save humanity. I'll look a hard drive to save humanity. This scene, yeah.
Jean-Luc, it's Beverly. Can you hear me?
Wait, why did it you up?
Yeah, I work with lasers.
Okay.
I'm not the laser safety officer, but I'm aware of laser safety. Look at this laser. Look at it. Look at it. It's so close to her eye. Look at it. Okay. Look. There's her eye. This is the dangerous part for lasers. You don't want lasers to go in your eye. And look at this line. I can't get the dots. There's the dots here. Right there. Look at that. She's like, that's so close to her eye. She doesn't have goggles on. She's not standing. She's not moving her head so that way the lasers are far away from her eye. Like, this is so dangerous. Like, what are you doing? Like,
being precise.
It's not far off. Okay, ready? Just don't mess it up. Just don't mess it up. It'll be fine. Okay, look at it. Okay. So here's that laser line, right? Looked the red laser pretty close to the dots. Like that's definitely that laser, right? It's like here's the laser on the side of Lucutus's head, and it's like close to her face, like close to her eye. Okay, and here's her eyesight. Like this is the angle in which that if that laser was a little bit closer, it would be in her eye. Like risking eye damage, risking blindness, not good. Ready? I trace this down to like a reasonable distance. Like that's pretty reasonable for
that's pretty,
like a doctor doctor looking at a patient, right? Okay. I put this on a protractor. Ready? 69, 71, 71 to 3. I heard what you said. I didn't ignore it. 69 to 73. That's 4 degrees. 4 degrees? Like that's what your safety margin? Like what are you doing?
Gosh, if it gets in her eye and it blinds her, this is terrible. She's a doctor. She needs both eyes, depth perception, the whole thing. Why are you being so lackadaisical?
Just put on some goggles. You don't have any goggles? You can't replicate some goggles? Some OD9s or something? This wavelength? What are we doing? So dangerous. Like I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus on this storytelling because right there.
Gosh, they should immediately measure the laser wavelength and then replicate some goggles for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's red. It's a red laser. Just getting that bandwidth. You're fine. Replicate.
She's got like cat-like reflexes. 4 degrees is plenty. Just pew, pew,
should we put a little pew, 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 pew. It's like, why is that laser looking so slow? Like I'm a cat. Pew, 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 pew.
Cat.
Yeah, also, you could just put a sticker over this. Just block the laser.
That's a good point. You get some tape. Just little tape.
A piece of tape, little duct tape. Lucutus is like, my laser's off.
I mean, heck, even like, don't even have tape. You could just like put some marker or some whiteout on it.
That's right. Who sharpied my laser? Like, like it was dangerous. We should cover it up.
Yeah.
Okay, the scene gets worse. It gets weirder when you think about it. Okay, so where is she looking? So here's Lucutus. He's on the table. Like there's the laser is pointing up. I assume she's looking at his face to see if he's reacting, right?
Okay.
Hey, but there's the laser. Her eyes are not like she should be looking pretty much at the laser. Right. The laser is at his head level. So I try to track her eyes, right? Like there, I think that's reasonable. Like that's where she's looking. She's looking over here. Right? Okay. Which suggests like she's looking over here somewhere.
Is there like a readout panel maybe at the head of the bed like that?
Maybe, but she's really talking to him. Ready?
Jean-Luc, it's Beverly. Can you hear me?
She's looking at his face. Like you're talking to a person. You're looking at their face. She's not reading the board and then Jean-Luc, are you okay? Like checking the vitals. Like, oh, right. She's so okay. Where am I going with this? I don't think that this laser is from his head. Right? Because I think that means his head is here.
Okay.
Which means that there's an additional laser like lower.
Like on his hip.
Somewhere. I'm not sure. Just somewhere lower, right?
Yeah.
Because if she's looking at his head and that laser is going like this laser, if she's looking at his head, this laser's hitting the ceiling.
Yep. I see, and it's also straight up.
Right.
So this,
if it was his head laser, that's okay. But then she needs to be looking down here too, looking at his face.
so it's like a second laser at like dick height, like dick level.
Yeah. Borg dick height. I don't know where they put those, but that height. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what's going on here.
If it is a dick laser, does that mean he's at half chub because of the angle? Like if it was full chub, it would be slightly,
a bit more, maybe even
more,
curved.
Right?
Yeah, possibly.
Right. Depending on the anatomy and, you know,
particular geometries of him. Yeah. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think Lucutus has a second laser that we don't talk about, but it's clearly there because she's not looking. It has to be. If she's looking at his face, then this is a different laser.
I think you're right. The logic is there.
Targeting acquired, attractive woman, like that.
I mean, he likes Beverly. He definitely likes Beverly. That's the sign. He's still in there.
He's still in there. The laser turns on.
He's half chub when he's on the table with Beverly. That means he's still in there.
She's like, Jean-Luc, are you? And then this laser, boing. He goes boing and like points up.
Yep.
I'm just a scientist. Just the data that I saw.
I think subspace comms is the key tech for the Borg.
Using multimodal reflection sorting, I've been able to detect a complex series of subspace signals between Locutus and the Borg ship. The signals are interactive across a subspace domain similar to that of a transporter beam. I would hypothesize that these frequencies form the basis of the Borg's collective consciousness. Sir, it is clear the Borg are either unwilling or unable to terminate their subspace links.
That may be their Achilles heel, Captain.
Okay, wait. What are you saying? Can you break it down?
Okay, so we have a bunch of biological brains that are
Okay.
disconnected normally.
Humans. Yeah.
Humans.
Oh, humans.
Humans, Vulcans, Klingons, Romulans, the whole thing.
Everything is
And
Borgs.
somehow the Borg are able to get those brains to talk to one another as if they're one brain.
Yeah.
Which means you need extremely lagless comms, I think, so that
Agreed.
one brain doesn't know another brain from one another.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think the speed of light is too slow
Agreed.
because it takes a long time for light to traverse space.
Mm-hmm.
So you really need this like super lagless comms. What does space have? It has subspace. And the speed of information flow in subspace, we learned in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, is 52,000 times the speed of light. This is one of our
Yeah, we
clips.
calculated it earlier. That's right.
Yeah. So maybe this is the key tech. Nature couldn't create a collective consciousness in humans. We had to have individuals because we couldn't communicate between brains. But with subspace tech, collective consciousness is possible. And then the Borg became possible. So this is the tech. This is it. Maybe.
So we can say this two ways. It's if we could disrupt subspace, then you disrupt the Borg communication. Or if you could find a way for humans to access subspace, that we could all communicate with each other. There'd be no war. There'd be no like, oh, does he like me? Does he not? Like you can just tell. It's communicated to you, subspace done.
Right. So if you get like a subspace module in your head and everybody else gets them, then instead of having like I'm communicating with that person through subspace, it's like we're merging. Like we're able
like
to
immediate communication, just so fast you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah. So maybe step one is warp drive, and then you become a super type of civilization. And then as soon as you start hooking in subspace comms into brains, the Borg is what you become. And that's inevitable.
Mm-hmm. And that's why aliens don't have mouths. They just talk to your brain directly because they're subspace accessing you.
Hey, and this gets seconded in Independence Day. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, whoosh. And he's like, teach me or something or water. What did he say?
This is telepathy. This is what telepathy is. It's telepathy.
Right.
Subspace. Supposed to
Through
comms.
the Borgs. I think Lucutus has a second laser, and I've never seen anyone talk about it.
You will become one with the Borg. You will all become one with the Borg. The android data.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it at all. He has one laser I see.
There's one laser here. Okay. This is a slow step by step. So there's definitely a laser on his head. That's the one like we see this one all the time. Okay, but watch how he flags people with the laser. Okay, so we see it's real dim here. I got it in a different freeze frame, but it's there on Riker's arm.
Okay.
He then sweeps it across Data's chest.
Okay.
And then he sweeps it through the back of the room. Let's see if we can get this.
Okay.
There it is. There's his head laser. There next to Riker. But I mean, it's not next to his eye. It's in the back room of the backup wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then again above his head. And then it dips down below.
Okay, very hard to see.
I got these. Okay, yeah, that's why I saw it. So that's why I got this. So I freeze framed here. Here's the size of the dot, and that's kind of. I mean, it's blurring because it's moving, but that's about the size of a laser dot. Yeah, like right there, right? It's definitely not his uniform. Laser dot. Okay, and then we see it in the back of the room. That's here, like Picard, I guess Lucutus is like looking around the room, trying not to blind someone with his laser in his head, right? Okay, and then again here on the back wall. We see it again above Will's head. Okay, and then let's get that last bit. So there's definitely this small laser dot is like bouncing around the room behind him.
I see it.
And then you'll turn on the laser. And then now ready. The laser goes behind Will's head, and then look right here, right at Data's forehead.
The android.
Boom! There it
Data.
was. Did you see that?
I see it.
Ready?
With the Borg.
Laser bounces around. Oh, there it was.
Mm-hmm.
There it was.
With the Borg. The android.
Boom!
Data.
One more time.
With the Borg.
No laser on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Bam! Right there, turned on.
Okay.
And this laser is a big old round one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The laser that was sweeping across the room and across Data's chest was a tight little laser.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks like the lasers that you have on like a laser pointer, like the laser that we see on his head earlier.
Yep.
So I think what that means is that this second laser, it's a second. I think he has a second laser. I think Lucutus has a second laser somewhere on the front of his body, not attached to his head, and it points directly at the person that he's looking at.
So, like we said in the medical bay, we had evidence of a second laser there, and we have evidence of a second laser here.
Yup.
Which means we're getting some heavy evidence that there's two lasers. There's one
Agreed.
on his head, one somewhere else.
Somewhere else. That's like my attention is focused right at you. Like I'm looking at you. You have my attention. Right there.
Right there. So are we saying dick laser? Or are we saying there's just like a hip laser?
Unclear. I mean, hip laser brings up questions like why not two? But it's definitely just one, and it's right in the middle. Like this is where Lucutus is looking. Not off to the side. Not off to the side over there. It's like right in the middle.
And that we're supposing that the weaker laser that's on the back wall is his head laser. So there's a second laser somewhere.
Pointing up somehow.
Yeah. Somehow.
But I think it's there. But I've never seen anyone talk about it.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. We got two pieces of evidence to say second laser.
Lucutus second laser, and then also this one. Where's this
yeah.
laser coming from?
Yep. Ooh, new theories needed. Two lasers. I'm surprised the Borg haven't encountered robots.
The android. Data. Primitive artificial organism. You will be obsolete in the new order.
Why do you think they've not encountered robots?
Well, the Borg are a robot and biological like synergy species with a collective consciousness.
Synergy.
And they go around the universe or go around the galaxy assimilating biological systems. I'm surprised they haven't encountered robots or computers that they also similarly assimilate. I'm surprised because they are part robot.
I see what you're saying, but what gives you that feeling that they have not assimilated robots before?
Because because Lucutus here says that Data will be obsolete in the new order. Why not assimilate him and then he's not obsolete anymore?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because they're like he sees Lucutus sees Data and he's like, "You're a robot. I don't care. Whatever. Like you're not going to advance me. I don't care. But why not just take him anyway?
Right.
He's still a functional drone body. Like, does that
Right,
mean?
so
And you're saying that means that they can't?
I guess they can't. Because for biological systems,
Why
they
not?
strap robotics onto the biological systems. Why not strap biological systems onto robots to get that synergy.
Yeah. It's like maybe their thing is we strap robot stuff onto other stuff. And so it's like, why would we strap robot stuff onto robot stuff? But why not just, if they're taking the hands off of some people and replacing it with robot parts, why not take that hand and transplant it onto a data?
Okay. Wait, maybe this is the first time they've encountered an android, because in First Contact, on the next encounter with the Borg Queen comes down and she has some tech that actually gives Data some skin and some different stuff to try to entice him to join. I remember this. Maybe that's once they saw Data, they were like, we need to get collective R&D going, and they actually start figuring out how to graft biological stuff onto androids to bring them into the fold. Maybe. Because
they encounter this, then the information through that shared consciousness goes back to the Borg, like, oh, we got to work on this.
Didn't anticipate pure robots.
Yeah, especially because he's like the only one.
Yeah. Which means in the entire galaxy, there's no other robots. So humans are the only ones that made androids. That's interesting.
That makes us a special breed of species.
Special.
The thing that really bothered me about this scene is this fascist stuff. Look at this. Look at the speed of Beverly. Yeah. Look.
Primitive artificial organism. You will be obsolete in the new order.
Dang. Like Lucutus has his opinion. He's like, you're a shitty robot. You're gonna be obsolete in the new order. And Beverly's like, I don't like your opinion. Like, knocks him out right away. Like, let him have his opinion. He got his own thoughts.
Beverly, she's like, I don't like your opinion because we're a fascist police state in the Federation. So we're just gonna knock you out.
Take you out. You can't have this opinion. I don't know about the Federation as a whole, but I mean, Beverly, she's a believer.
It's not that he's a threat. It's that he voiced an opinion she doesn't like.
Having an opinion she doesn't like is a threat.
I mean, that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
Anytime you go against ideologies that clash with your own.
Bam, ready to rock. She was ready. Like she's hiding it behind her body the whole time.
Oh.
She's actually a Section 31 operative.
I mean, maybe.
Silence dissent.
It surprised me that Wesley was surprised here.
Ready a collision course with the Borg ship. You heard me, a collision course.
Why is that surprising?
We're talking existential threat. Borg bearing down on Sector 001. How is a suicide ramming or any other suicide type not on the table? And
I see what you're saying.
What?
Wesley's like, what? You want me to die? Look at my baby face. But to everyone else in the crew is like, we need to defend Earth. We need to defend the seed of humanity. The seed of humanity? We need to defend where humans come from. Like, if we have to sacrifice ourselves, we're going to do it. But then Wesley's here like, huh? You what? Huh? What? I can't believe you said that. Also, shouldn't they all be aware that the risk of death is like all the time? We're out here in space.
Especially in this scenario. Like, there's a great chance that we're all going to die. Either by getting killed, blown up, or by suicide kamikaze run. So if they have talked about it, and they're talked about different scenarios where they might self-sacrifice, they know it's coming. And if they haven't talked about it, which would surprise me, they would have thought about it as individuals, been like, yeah, this might be the time, right?
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have thought about it individually for the sake of glory. Right? Ride to ruin. For me, Rohirrim, like ride to ruin, ride for Frodo. Like the same thing, but here.
They are about self-sacrifice in the Federation. I mean, you are putting your life on the line. People have died on the Enterprise, even during peacetime.
That's right.
Tasha Yar is a good example.
Tasha Yar.
And Wesley's here like, what? He shouldn't be on the bridge. If he has that reaction, he shouldn't be on the bridge.
But I'm a baby. Look
at that baby face.
Get out of the pilot seat. What are you doing?
He's too young. His future is ahead of him, so he's surprised about death. But
he needs to feel like the future is always behind him, so that way he can perform his duties excellently.
That's right.
Admirably. To the fullest of his ability.
Yeah, grind his spirit into dust so that he'll think of himself as completely dead before he goes on a mission. Then we're good.
That way, right? That's why he's not constantly like, oh, I gotta think about my 401k after this. Like, no, dude. Like, you are an extension of the commander. You're a worker bee. Look at this. You see this 401 fear? He's like, oh, what if Medicare never applies to me? What if Social Security is gone?
So they don't have money. But okay.
Yet he's still worried about it because he doesn't
still
understand.
living in the past.
This was excellent future tech prediction.
Borg cutting beam activated.
So cutting beams, like just lasers, I guess lasers, right? Light beams that can cut through metal. I don't think this existed back then, but it certainly exists now. They have like a laser head that comes down real close to a surface. This one happens to be shiny, and then you can cut out shapes. This is a little bit hard to see, but it does look like that. It sparks all over the place. Maybe let's get a zoomed out one or a different version. You got this laser head, gets down real close to the surface, and it's just like a laser, high focus energy, and it just cuts right through it. As long as the metal's thin enough.
Okay. I mean, I assume the tech is going to get better, so thicker materials will be able to cut through, and then won't have to get so close. And so the Borg have like a cutter that can fire as a weapon cutting through the hull. That's okay.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, excellent future tech prediction from Star Trek.
So I'm surprised laser cutters didn't exist in the 90s. I just assumed they did. Is that not true?
That's a good point. Maybe it did exist, but I was a child. So I didn't know about it.
Oh, it might not have existed. I don't actually know.
I don't know. I don't know if or maybe they existed, but it was like a hand. Oh no, that may not have existed. Because what do you need for this to come together? You need to have lasers with the high enough intensity, and also for them to be movable and not like fixed object. And you need to have to be movable. And then I guess you could have it be handheld, but with like a fiber optic. I don't know if fiber optics were that ubiquitous or available back then. But I was focusing on a CNC. And I don't know if the computing was good enough for them back then to run these things.
Oh, it needs heavy computing? I didn't know. Interesting.
It's not like heavy computational computing, but you need to take a G code, to like tell your laser head mover where to go. And you need motors to coordinate that, so that way you get these shapes. And so you could bypass the computation by having a handheld laser that you just like trace out what you need. But then if either way, you need to have the laser be mobile and not like in a fixed position.
Oh, couldn't the table be mobile here in this picture? And
that's also possible.
Laser's fixed?
I mean, this one...
I don't know the current state of the tech. Seems...
I don't know what the old state of the tech was.
Yeah, I don't know either. But either way, the Borg having this like giant hull cutting laser, it's kind of cool prediction.
Super cool prediction. And very plausible.
I think so. I found this interesting that sleep wasn't protected by Borg IT.
Sleep data.
He's exhausted.
I am attempting to penetrate the Borg regenerative subcommand path. It is a low priority system and may be accessible.
Data, what the hell happened?
I successfully planted a command into the Borg collective consciousness. It misdirected them to believe it was time to regenerate. I put them all to sleep.
What do you mean sleep? You're surprised that the sleep wasn't protected?
So I wasn't surprised that it was protected. Okay. So IT has all these commands. I guess it's collective consciousness IT, the section that controls the commands. Has all these protected, weapons protected for sure, shields protected. Like all of these, you have to have. You can't just willy-nilly give these commands. But it has some lower priority commands that hasn't protected, and it thinks, it's not a big deal. But
no one's going to mess with that.
Data found an exploit. The exploit was put everyone to sleep, which Borg IT didn't consider. Which is, in the modern world, this is like super realistic in that people have all the IT or security people have all these, barriers to entry for all these important commands. But they'll overlook something that you can use to get into the whole system. And this is what Data did.
Oh, yeah. Like if you like super strong security, 2-factor, complicated stuff, but then you'll be a command for turn this valve, and then it turns it off and it shuts down everything.
That's right. So you don't often go, like a hacker wouldn't often go looking for the big bad commands. Going to go looking for this like little command that like you just didn't consider was important, but it opens the door. You know,
Shuts down whatever other systems.
Yeah, because they were never going to take on the Borg Cube head on. They would lose. So they have to find this cute
And
way
so
to
the
do it.
Borg, I guess, I mean, I assume that they run 24 hours a day or whatever their day calendar works like, but they just alternate rotations of sleep. And so instead of leaving it to the individual drone to be like, oh, I'm tired now, I'm going to take a nap, like it's centralized command. And then once you can attack that, just put them all asleep.
Yeah, I guess there would have to be some sort of centralized scheduling, because otherwise you might get some. If everybody's just in command of their own sleep, you might get too many people asleep at once, just by chance. So you do need to have some coordination.
So I wonder if now that this happened, so the Borg was defeated in this one case because by the sleep command, maybe that sleep command would be closed off. Like they figure out like let's not have that be accessible. So therefore humans can't use that again. But maybe there are other attacks that we could use that are like this.
Oh gosh, because there any other like seemingly low priority commands, seemingly low problem commands that could be exploited?
Oh, okay. It's like you do like a driver update. Like you must update your drivers in the next 24 hours, and then they're like, I guess like you keep getting alert, like update your driver. Like okay, fine, you click it, and then we upload them bad drivers. Like all their drones like they can only use like one leg.
Yeah, they're in the middle of a battle and it's a forced update, restarting for 45 minutes. Like we're vulnerable. What are you doing? Update.
Update is like the button keeps popping up in my vision. Like I clicked it.
It won't stop. Yeah.
Can we get another one?
Or okay. How about a login circle? You ever gone to a login circle?
What do you mean?
Where it's like you try to log in and you forget your password, and then and then you get locked out. So then you got to do the recovery, and then you got to get the email, but they don't remember your email password, and then so you got to 2-factor that, and but you don't have the app updated, so you got to get your old phone. I can't log in. I just want to fire the weapon.
Like send in our login circle bug. He's like goes in there, and then the cube is just frozen. Where every drone is like, like looking up their email, like which email did I use?
Yeah. Because it's not login circles, like a login, like chain where you have to
yeah. Here's our hoops you got to jump through. You want to turn on your shields, like go through these hoops.
Yeah. Gosh, actually, based on what Data saw when he was in there, they should get that back to Starfleet R&D, whoever's in charge.
Yeah.
And like go through it and figure out like what else can we
This is their
exploit.
architecture. Exactly.
Yeah. After the battle, Starfleet building just not urgent enough.
Request permission to disembark, sir.
Permission granted. They picked a fine officer for the task force, Commander.
We'll have the fleet back up in less than a year.
Less than a year sounds pretty good. Well, what's not urgent about that?
It's so slow. It's so slow. You had a Borg Cube, one Borg Cube, almost take out the entire Federation and Sector 001.
Yep.
And you got lucky. You got lucky with a command. You got lucky with a few things.
Oh.
They're going to adjust. They could send 5 cubes. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Now you have to refine a new exploit. Like we need more ships, and we need them now. We don't have time. They could be en route.
And Shelby here is thinking like, I got a promotion. I'm going to feel great. I'm in charge of this R&D and shipbuilding stuff. But it's like, we're going to get it done in a year. Like, but a year is a long time. A long time when these Borg cubes can go 9.3, warp 9.3, and humans cannot get like that Borg cube was like running to Earth.
That's right. And did she said it's a year to get the fleet back up to full strength? That's what she said. Like,
Yep.
We need more than full strength. We need like 100 times the strength.
Yep.
Like it's
old full strength is no longer full enough.
Right, because we got
one cube took
our
out an entire fleet.
We got our asses handed to us. Wolf 359.
Yep, Wolf 359. No good. Yeah, they need to like
too slow.
multiply the shipbuilding, multiply the cadets, like lower our standards, get everyone in here. Yeah, you gotta arm up against this existential threat. It's not like a threat like, oh, we're gonna lose a little bit of territory. Like, no, they're coming to take us. They're coming to take everyone we ever had, and they're gonna assimilate them. It's an existential threat. Like, turn on the war engine.
How fast are the Borg building Borg cubes? And how fast are we building Starfleet vessels? And
Not
since
fast
Borg
enough.
cubes are so much more powerful than Starfleet vessels, it's probably like 100-to-1 ratio.
Yep.
We need to build ships so fast to even get to a 100-to-1 ratio from Starfleet vessels to Borg cubes just to stand a fighting chance. We need to go. What are we talking
If we
about?
are just flies to the Borg's fly swatter, we need to send so many flies that they cannot swat us, overload their electrical systems.
Right. If you don't have the
if
tech,
it's
that's
that
what you
or
gotta do.
existential destruction, then that's what you gotta do.
That's what you gotta do. And you gotta do it quick. You gotta do it now.
Gotta do it
could be
now.
a Borg cube. It could be like that. Could be the Borg cube is the first one. Next one's coming in 3 weeks. Like, what?
What are we doing?
What
A
are we
year's
doing?
not a year. A plan for a year away is not. It's not soon enough.
Right. I mean, the whole society is now on a war footing. Everybody.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Yep.
A year.
We aren't doing art anymore.
Shelby.
And she just got promoted. Look at this pip.
Yeah.
She started off as a lieutenant commander. That's 2 and an empty, and now she's 3 pip.
3 pip.
Also Riker. Riker's 4 pip.
4 pip.
So is this wartime promotions? Is this a bunch of people above them died? So then, like in World War II, people are getting promoted real quick. People were dying.
Yep. Like in the field promotions. Yeah, I think so. That's what happened.
What happens?
For sure.
What happens to Will after this?
He should stay at 4 pips, right?
I don't know, because he stays on the Enterprise, which means there would be 2 4-pip people on the Enterprise. Isn't that confusing?
Gosh, I think the rank is separate from the position of captain and first officer.
Okay.
So you could have 2 people of equal rank. It's kind of weird, but I guess you could do it. 2 people of equal rank, 1 captain, 1 first officer. So on the same rank, but one is above the other on the ship.
Yeah, that's confusing. Yeah.
But I think that's how it works.
I get it. I've heard of this happening. Like if you have an admiral in a fleet, like when they're in the water, then that admiral is the highest ranking person on the ship, but they're not going to be busy with running the ship. Like there's a captain of the ship, which may not even be a captain, but they're in charge of the ship, and the admiral they're just transporting the admiral around. You saying like that?
Yeah. So I think if an admiral flies onto a ship, like a Navy vessel today, there's the captain of the vessel. That doesn't mean as soon as the admiral lands, like, I'm in charge of the ship now. Like, he's not in charge of the ship.
The former captain's like, I'm a chill. Like, whatever.
I'm chill, I'm done.
Not in charge of the ship. Yeah.
Captain's still in charge of the ship. He can actually tell if something happens, the admiral has to follow the captain of the ship's orders, I believe.
Because the
admiral's in charge
captain of the ship
fleet.
like knows the ship. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, gosh, ranks and ships, it's confusing. But I think the ship hierarchy is somehow not quite independent from the ranks. Like we say, like the highest ranked person isn't necessarily the captain of the ship. So if Riker's 4 pips, Picard is 4 pips, Picard is captain, Riker's first officer, they're equal rank, but on the ship, one's captain, one's first officer. That's okay, right?
So I guess it's okay for everyone that's like long term on the ship and they know what the situation is. It's just all of the cadets and the ensigns that are like, it's my first time here. And they're like, who do I listen to? Both.
I mean, the Starfleet Academy trains them up on what ranks mean and what positions mean, right? They're not, they shouldn't be confused, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But like the first, I don't know, month, they see like, they're just like, I have no pips. I'm a little baby here. And then they see like, here's my lieutenant commander. And they see this guy with 4 pips. And they see this guy with 4 pips. Like, one of you is the captain.
Oh, so at first glance, well, okay, you gotta
You'll
read
figure it
up
out. You'll figure it. Yeah. For a little while, you're like, oof, I listened to the wrong person.
I mean, I think that's incompetent officer training if that happens. Guy goes on ship. Who's
they're
the captain?
cadets.
I don't know. I see. Well, yeah, but I mean, They got to be able to follow orders from higher ups, right? They can't get higher up confusion.
I guess they follow order. Okay, if they're cadets and they're ensigns, they follow orders from everyone above them. Like this little difference isn't going to matter. They're going to listen to everyone.
I mean, that's kind of true, right? I think once you get so high up in the clouds like that, it's like anything they say goes. You're so far down low.
All right, don't worry about it. I'm doing whatever you said.
If you have conflicting orders from the first officer and the captain, you got bigger problems. There's a mutiny.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who do I listen to?
Well, who's going to win?
Practical.
Okay. Actually, I think Riker was part of a mutiny, so he has experience with that.
At the end of the episode, we see this strong window. So it's just this window where Picard's hanging out, looking out the outside. And so I thought about this because I do some vacuum stuff. Oh, here he is, pensive, thinking. Maybe I'll think better if I look outside. Which, actually is psychologically right. Yeah, look outside. Yeah. So here's this window. So my question was, how strong is this window? That's a big window. Or on the outside is the vacuum of space.
Okay.
So to calculate this, let's calculate it. So the pressure of the vacuum of space is extremely low, far less than that on Earth, ranging roughly for 10 to the minus 4, less than 10 to the minus 15 pascals. I'm going to choose this one. This unit's pascals. Pressure comparison, Earth at sea level, 1 atmosphere. So that's 101,325 kPa.
Okay. Wait, not kPa.
Whoop, my bad. 101,325 pascals.
There we go. Yeah.
These two numbers. Yeah, good catch. Thank you. Okay, so then, and to estimate the size of this window, I said Jean-Luc Picard, he's 1.78 meters.
Okay.
I'll use that number because the window, like we miss his shoes and his feet somewhere there maybe.
Yeah.
And then also about the same gap on the top. So if he were to like step on the ledge, he might feel that window quite nicely. Close enough. I'll use that number. So here it is. The net force on that window is equal to the difference in the pressure from the inside versus the outside times the area of that window.
Yep. And
so that's pressure inside minus pressure outside times the width of the window times the height of the window. And for 101,325 PA versus 3 times 10 to the minus 15, like this is effectively 0. I'm just going to ignore
I agree. Just
ignore that. Don't worry about it. Here's these two numbers, and that's 90.2 kilonewtons.
Jeez.
Actually, I don't think in newtons. Like I don't know how hard is a newton, but I do know what a kilogram, like what it feels like. And so I divided by gravity, 9.81 times 10 to the 9.81 meters per second squared. So this force of this window that this window is like holding up. It's proportional. It's about 92,000 kilograms.
Okay.
9,200 kilograms.
Okay.
I've never lifted anything that big. Like what is that? So I looked up.
Oh, you haven't? I have.
Okay, yeah. It was your feelings. It was 92,000. 92. Okay.
I'm just
strong. Heavy feelings. Okay. So I looked up some comparisons, and that's like 2 adult male African elephants. Like 2 of these elephants. You've lifted these? Yeah, that's what you're saying. There's 2 of these
overhead press.
Elephants. Just shoulders, no cheating, no push press, just squeeze the glutes, just the shoulders.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. In fact, you just lifted 6 cars over your head. That's the force, that's the weight on this window. That's incredible. That's incredible, like engineering. Yeah, right? Like future. Hey, cool engineering. Super strong. 2 elephants.
I guess
2 elephants on this window? Damn.
Now, to be fair, it's not feet of the elephants on the window. It is distributed everywhere equally on that window, which helps.
Is this 8 elephant feet wide? Right? 8 elephant feet?
That actually might be true. Yeah, that might actually be the size of 8 elephant feet.
I mean, I'm not an elephant foot specialist, but like I think that's kind of close.
It might be right. Yeah. Either way, it's super strong.
I mean, actually, okay, wait. If you were to have a person lay down and an elephant step on them, I think 1 elephant's worth of foot might cover the whole thing. Right? I mean, it's been a while since I've touched an elephant's foot. I'm not an elephant foot specialist, but like Right? But it would be like two elephants standing on top of each other on this window.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
It's a lot of weight on that window.
Weight on the window. Strong as it?
I say force, but it's not weight.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, force is type of weight.
Okay, in the International Space Station today, we have windows.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I think they're smaller, right? Yeah. So it scales with the area. So if you have the windows are small enough, then you can get within the engineering limitations of whatever those windows are made out of. Yeah. But I don't think we have one of these like big old windows.
Maybe there's some specialized glass out there that can handle it. Glass is complicated and it can withstand a lot actually. But I don't know the state of the art. But it is Star Trek and they I mean it's actually pretty big. It does have the metal components in between the windows, but still actually this is bigger than I was expecting.
This is like a super, if I remember from this photograph, it's like a very wide angle lens. These might be smaller than we think.
But okay, looking at this one with Tracy Caldwell Dyson in the thing.
Yep, Tracy Caldwell Dyson.
I mean, those are pretty big windows actually. Bigger than I was expecting.
Or she is like small human. No, actually, I don't know how tall she is.
I mean, okay, like the diameter of that circle is her hip to shoulders.
Circle.
That's
shoulders. Yeah, okay.
Maybe that could even be like an elephant on that window. Maybe.
I don't know.
But it's a lot. It's surprisingly large. Surprisingly large window. I'm surprised that glass technology exists. I don't know the state of the art of glass.
I don't even know if it is glass.
Yeah, it could be like some plastic something.
Steel. Trans steel. Oh boy, nope.
Nope, that's Star Wars.
That's what I was looking for. Okay, anyway, the idea is a lot of force, super good engineering in the future coming up. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and also Star Trek has those like force fields that hold the air back. Maybe if this is glass, maybe it also has some additional help.
That's right, but I gotta believe no, they don't do that, right? Because if you ever lose power to your systems, all the force fields go down. It's like pop immediately.
Right, that would suck, That's okay in the shuttle bay, where it's there's traffic. But here, this is a permanent fixture. Good point.
You ever power down, just your ship's a pop.
Pop. Yeah.
Cool. That's it.
All right.
Cool. See you next time for our next show.